Welcome Year 5 to week 4. This is our lesson 1 for our persuasive writing this week. Okay, so before we start, what is persuasive writing? This is a piece of writing that tries to convince or influence a reader to believe what you believe about a certain topic. You're trying to convince them that your opinion is the correct opinion. It takes a position of for or against something. So for means to agree, against means to disagree. What are the features of persuasive writing? Now, there are many language features that can make your persuasive writing fantastic. Listed below are just a few, and some of the ones we've used before which will help us with our writing. So one of the ones we are very good at using in Year 5 is rhetorical questions. Remember, a rhetorical question helps to hook and engage your reader into the text. It makes them think. It makes them question themselves. Oh, actually, do I agree with this? Is that the right thing? It's trying to create already an opinion within your reader. Conjunctions to link ideas. We're trying to persuade, so we need to give reasons. Therefore, we need conjunctions. We don't just want our ands or because, we want our powerful conjunctions. Words like however, therefore, whereas. Really think about those conjunctions that will make your writing sound really professional and well thought out. Got this phrase here, or these words, sorry, that say emotive language. Now, if you look at that word emotive, it sounds very similar to emotion. And that is what emotive language tries to do, create emotions within your reader. These could be positive emotions or negative emotions, depending on how you want them to feel. So you might describe an ice cream as delectable, delicious, outstanding. That's emotive language, but it's a positive form of emotive language. You're describing something in a very positive way. On the other hand, you might describe your bedroom as messy, a pigsty, filthy, squalor. That's a negative way to describe the mess of your room. Facts. Facts in persuasive writing are very important. Figures and percentages and quotes can really help lend power to your writing when you're trying to write in a persuasive way. Alliteration, we have touched on this before in Year 5, and I know we mentioned it in Year 4 as well. This is where your phrase or a couple of words start with a similar sound or letter. It could be Anthony's amazing acrobatic skills. And because you hear those 3 A's at the beginning, it sounds much nicer. Now we've got this phrase at the bottom, which I know we've touched on briefly, but we might need a refresher on it. And it's called the power of 3. The power of 3, or the rule of 3, is one of the most commonly used and powerful devices in persuasive writing. This is where you say something 3 times, or say 3 hard-hitting words to persuade your reader. It follows a pattern which humans respond well to. It also makes what you're saying more memorable. So if you look at our picture here, it says it's simple, repeatable, and very effective. A lot of adverts actually use this, whether it be 3 short words or 3 statements. They use this so it sticks in our brains. For some reason, the number 3 is very, very memorable to the human brain. And so if we try and use that today in our writing, it will make our persuasive writing that bit more impressive. Okay, so we're going to have a chance now to hunt for some of these features in the text below. On my right, I have a key, which has got the 6 features we are looking for, each highlighted in a different colour to help make it clear in a minute. What I want you to do is read through the text, pause, and have a hunt for these features yourself. This could be in your head, or if you've got a scrap piece of paper, write them down as examples. Now you may notice some of these features are used more frequently than others. I'd like to have a think as to why this may be. What effect does this have on the reader? So I'd like you to pause the video now, have a little go at this, and then we'll do it together in a minute. So before we hunt for these persuasive features, let's have a read of the text. Can you imagine a life without doctors? In recent years, the amount footballers earn has risen substantially, whereas junior doctors' earnings have hardly changed. It is my firm belief that doctors should be paid more than footballers, as the work they do is vital to our survival. Although providing us with hours of entertainment, we could all survive without footballers in our lives. It is surely evident, then, that our healthcare heroes be paid more substantially. In 2015, junior doctors striked, meaning they refused to work, as the government were increasing their hours but not their pay. They argued that this would lead to mistakes being made, which in turn would endanger lives. It is for this reason that I believe we should treat our saviours better. They look after us, they protect us, they save us. It is time we, in turn, look after them, protect them, and give them the credit they rightly deserve. So I'm going to start with hunting for my rhetorical question. Now, one of the best ways to hunt for this is to look for a punctuation, a piece of punctuation, the question mark. Okay, so, like I said, I'm in my very first sentence. Can you imagine a life without doctors? The aim, remember, of a rhetorical question is to hook your reader in. Whoopsie. And that's what this does. It draws the reader in, it makes them think, and it informs already an opinion within their mind. It shows the vital importance of doctors. They can't imagine a world without doctors. So you're already trying to persuade them and get them to view your side. In my opinion, rhetorical questions work best when they're scarcely used. If you fill your paragraphs with them, they lose their effect, they lose their punch. Often, I would use maybe 2 or 3 within a whole text, maybe one at the very, very beginning, which I think is the most important part because it really hooks the reader in, one perhaps in the middle of a paragraph, and one in my conclusion. I feel like this has the best effect on the reader. Now we're going to look for some conjunctions within our text. So we've got one within our sentence here. We've got the word whereas. We've got as. Got a conjunction at the start of our sentence here, although. We also have as again, and we have the conjunction and. You can see within just one paragraph, not including my whereas in the first sentence, in one paragraph I've used conjunction 4 times. I'm expecting about 3 or even 4 paragraphs from you for this writing. So I'm expecting to see quite a few conjunctions. And you can see I've used a variety. Yes, I've used as twice. However, I have used although, whereas, and, of course, I've used the conjunction and. If I'd written more for this model, I might have used the word however, therefore, due to. There are many conjunctions you can use to help your writing. Next, we're going to look for our motive language. Remember, emotive language is language that stirs up emotions within your reader. So, words like endangered lives sound really powerful. Makes you think, oh gosh, what would happen without doctors? Calling doctors our saviours. Again, giving the idea they're saving us, they're protecting us, they look after us, makes them sound, rightly so, really important. Even this phrase here, which you'll notice is also another feature somewhere else, healthcare heroes. That word hero being a really, really emotive word, conjuring up ideas of saviours, of people that protect us. You might think of superheroes, That is what this person who wrote this text is trying to convince you that doctors are. Facts are equally important because they lend a sense of credibility to your writing. And here we've got, in 2015, junior doctors striked as the government were increasing their hours, but not their pay. Facts can really make your writing sound important and well researched, and like you know what you're talking about. If you have facts in your writing, your reader will sit up and listen to you more. Now, alliteration. I said we'd already looked at this. This is the phrase healthcare heroes, both starting with that H sound, that letter H even. And it just sounds nicer to the reader to hear that. And well done if you notice the power of three is right at the end. Got that they look after us. They protect us. They save us. So we've got that repetition of they and us 3 times. And as you notice, what they're doing in each one increases in power each time. So when someone looks after us, it's nice. When someone protects us, it's important. Someone to save us makes it sound so incredibly powerful. It's more effective to end your power of 3 on an important high note. And you'll notice that very, very end sentence is repetitive of this. So it kind of copies what they did in before. This time it mentions, instead of us, them. Look after them, protect them, and give them the credit they rightly deserve. Remember, the power of 3 really helps readers think, ooh, make them listen, make them believe you. Well done for spotting those if you did. If you didn't, read through the text again and have a think about what you can do in your own writing later this week. Okay, one of the hardest parts of your writing this week will be researching your opinions. It can sometimes be quite daunting as there is so much information on the internet. I think your first step should be to look at the website below. Now, this is in your packs. I'm also going to put a link underneath in the comment section. From this, you'll have an idea about why some people don't like zoos, why some people think they're really important, and it should give you an idea of whether you are pro or against animals being in zoos. And then from this, you can narrow down your research. When doing the research, have a piece of scrap paper and just write down some notes. I don't want full sentences, just take some notes of the things you think are most important that you can then expand upon in your persuasive writing. Most importantly, remember to look for facts that will support your writing and best persuade the reader that your opinion is correct. Personally, I feel that you should spend your first day just researching. So Monday, or whenever you start your writing, your first day should just be looking at the research side of this. Imagine it as almost like an immersion lesson. And then your next lesson, be it tomorrow or be it later in the week, is when you should really start writing. Good luck, Year 5. Once again, email your class teachers or talk on Microsoft Teams if you need any help. I hope you enjoy this piece of persuasive writing, and I look forward to reading some of your work.